Hello, citizens of the planet. Welcome back to Monday Musings with Larry Lelli. And this week's musing is a little bit about what it's like to sub on a Broadway show. For those of us Broadway musicians who may not have a regular, steady, ongoing, open-ended Broadway show at the moment, when we're between shows, we will substitute on the other currently running Broadway shows for other players. And I do this myself when I'm between shows. And I just did my first show as a sub at a new musical, and it just made me think about wanting to share the experience with you guys, since you may not know how it goes. I didn't know how it went until I moved here and started doing it. It's its own world, and it's a very strange beast. But what happens is, when a musician is going to sub the show, we go and sit in the orchestra pit along with the regular player while they play the show. And we watch the music, and we watch the player, and we listen to the player, and we listen to the band, and we watch the conductor. And we try to absorb all these different things that are happening. And every different Broadway pit is very, very different and very specific to that show. And there are going to be intricacies that vary widely from show to show, from pit to pit. So we go and we view the performance, we take out the book, the copy of the music, and then we go home and we practice. We practice and practice and practice and practice and practice until we really know the music really well. We know what the conductor is going to do. We know all the cues. We know all the tempos, all that kind of stuff. We know all the weird choreography that sometimes we have to do as drummers and percussionists. Sometimes we have to, be playing one gong with one hand while we're putting down our drumsticks and picking up a bell mallet with the other hand and getting ready to hit the bells while we're putting the gong mallet down, and we pick up a slapstick because we have to hit the slapstick right after we hit the bell note. So all that kind of stuff. It's really, really heavily choreographed within the drum percussion world. So we have to know all that stuff. It's almost impossible to sight read a show anymore on Broadway because they're so intricate and complex and nuanced. So we do that when we're ready, when we've learned the book, or when we have our assigned debut date to play the show. We go in and play the show. There is no rehearsal. There is no talk through. There is no sound check. There's no anything. You don't know anything until you are sitting in that chair and you play the first beat. And then for the first time, do you hear exactly how it's going to sound when you're sitting in that chair. And for the first time, do you get to feel those drums and the way they feel, and those cymbals, and where everything is set up. It's very, very challenging and very complicated and very high pressure. So this might be getting too long, and I might need to split this up into 2 weeks. I don't know, but because I hate to make you listen forever. But I just thought you might want to know about how that goes. That's kind of the process, breaking it down very basically about subbing a Broadway show. So, thanks for tuning in. Hope that was a little eye-opening, and I'll see you next week.